Hello guys, welcome back. Today we're going to learn about methods. Now a method is when you take a piece of a section of code, say 4 or 5 lines, and give it a name, and you can just repeat it whenever you need to, which would save you quite a lot of time if you have to do the same thing over and over again. So let's see how it works. You start a method by writing def, not correctly spelt of course, never mind that, and I'm going to call my method hello world. And then, after that, I put 2 brackets. We'll find out what they're for in the next video. And then we put a colon. And here I now write print. And then I put in there hello world. What's wrong with my keyboard today? Hello world. Okay. And now, if I run this program, absolutely nothing will happen. Why not? Because I haven't called the function. If I type here now, hello world, I'm going to do it twice I wanted to, hello world. Then, suddenly, the program will say hello world twice, because I typed it in there twice. So I cut that for a second. Hello world. You see? Nice and easy. So, that is a very simple method. Now, we can take this though a step further. We don't just have to do printing out boring things. We can give a method some parameters or information. So how do we do this? Well, very simple again. You start with def. Let's take a function to add 2 numbers together. So my one is going to be called add, and then I'm going to, in the brackets afterwards, I'm going to type 1 and then 2. So we can send it 2 numbers, 2 pieces of data, and then when it's got them, it's going to print out 1 plus 2. So it'll take the 2 numbers and print both of them out. So let's make this work. So come back to the start of the line and we type in add, and then we'll give it say 7 and 8. Let's see what happens now. 15. And now we could do this several times over just so we can show how much quicker this can be if we use methods. So, and parameters, which are these things up here in the brackets. So say I want to know what 6 and 9 is. Actually, that's the same again, but it's not going to change it. Let's change slightly. And then I want to know what 457 is plus 943. Then again, I can run it and hopefully, boom, it's 14,000 dead on. How about that? So, there we are, guys. Here, we have now managed to add some numbers together using a function. But that's not all it can do, because a function is something that can return data. What is returning data? Well, let's find out. So, firstly, this first bit here is all spot on. But if I make a function out of this, a function, instead of printing it, returns the data to where it was called from. So, say we called add78, and I run this, I promise you nothing will happen. Why? Well, the data has been returned to this position here. So, we need now to print it out. So, if I said print add 7 and 8, now suddenly, because the data is returned, it will print out the value. So this may seem like a strange thing to do at first, but when we get into combining and using functions together, it'll make perfect sense, I promise. Okay? Now, another feature of methods, which I quickly want to go over, is global variables. Okay, now a variable which I make here at the top of the program will work in all the methods and all the code in this program. However, say I make a function elsewhere, it won't. How does it work? Well, let's see. I'm going to make a variable called global, and I'm going to say equal to global variable. There we are. And now in here, I'm going to print global variable, just to show that I can access the variable from anywhere I want to in the program. Okay, so print global, there we are, nice and easy. So global variable will now appear, and those work nicely. But say I want to do the opposite. Say I want a local variable. So say here I make a variable, and this variable is going to be called, I don't know, local equals goat, for want of a better word, or even better, local variable. Let's use a sensible name, shall we? If I now try and print this outside of this method here, what's going to happen? Well, let's see. Print local. It's already saying there's a problem. And yep, it's saying local is not defined. If I said print local in here, it would work perfectly. So let's pull that up here. If you make a method inside a function, it will handle it perfectly. Not a problem. Local variable, global variable, that's nice. But try and access a local variable outside of a method and function, and you're going to have all sorts of problems. Okay, so there are a few ways we can put data into a program. So just quickly, guys, to review what we've done today, we have looked at how to make a basic method or subroutine. We have looked at how to pass data through parameters to our method or subroutine. And finally, we have made a method into a function by using a return type. That's the big difference, guys, between methods and functions. Functions have return types. And finally, we learned about the difference between global and local variables. Okay, guys, thank you very much for listening, and good luck with the worksheet.